The latest Tears of the Kingdom trailer generated a lot of hype for me and everyone else around the world, but one of my biggest questions about this game still really isn't answered, well, not until now. One of my biggest questions was, what was this world going to be like? Because even with all of the trailers under our belt now, the overworld of Hyrule still doesn't look that different. You can take one-to-one comparisons and there's just some Sky Island pieces that fell on the land, and that's really about it. For the most part, it is the exact same Hyrule with some new additions. But one thing that we were really hoping for was the addition of underground caves and tunnels underneath the land of Hyrule. And there were little hints of this ever since the very beginning of the Tears of the Kingdom hype with the very first trailer of Link and Zelda Underground. But I can confirm now that these underground passageways are going to be a massive part of Tears of the Kingdom. Let me explain. Tears of the Kingdom seems like they've been hiding the underground exploration a lot because it must be a main focus to this game, and I've been saying for a while these Sky Islands could be for training, where underground is where Link needs to complete different things, maybe even dungeons and temples. But with that said, Nintendo released a brand new TV spot which showcased some new gameplay, and one of the things in that gameplay was very interesting. Since then, Nintendo has taken it down and actually replaced the gameplay and is taking down anything that people post with that gameplay in it, strangely enough. So I want to show you a picture of what I've seen, but I just can't right now. We're gonna have to use our imagination. Link was in some type of underground cavern or tunnel, and it seemed to be deep underground, but everything around him was almost pitch black. I mean scary pitch black. Like he was alone in this deep wood jungle underground, which was very cool. But in order for Link to light up the surrounding area, he fused a brand new arrow, which had some of the foliage that we've seen from these Zonai areas throughout the various past trailers. The white bud that he straps to the end of an arrow in order to fire it at a nearby tree, which then sprouts a flower on the tree, lighting up the nearby area. Think of the Typhlo ruins, where it's pitch black and the only thing Link had was his torch. This time you can actually fuse arrows in order to splash light around and make your way through whatever area Link is actually in. But it wasn't just the sheer amount of darkness is what captivated me. It's the extra stuff around it that kind of alluded to things that I've been thinking about for a very long time. One thing that we now seen from the 10-minute gameplay from Aonuma is that Link has some sort of compass that shows him his X and Y coordinates along with his Z coordinates also, which means as he goes higher, the coordinates rise. And we've seen that actually happen throughout that gameplay. And we knew that there were going to be negative integers as well, but this scene in these TV spot actually showed us Link negative 479 meters underground. Now this is incredibly deep underground, not just a small surface layer deep. I mean, this takes us down mountain ranges deep. I mean, we can actually compare this to the 10-minute gameplay segment because Link ascends right beside the dueling peaks. We can see his Z coordinates as he's continuing to rise right beside the Hebra peaks, and as he gets to the top, we're able to calculate he's right around the same exact height upward instead of down. So thanks to this new scale, we know that the dueling peaks is about 475 meters up, which is a very tall mountain obviously. And when we compare this to the underground, imagine the underground being as deep as the dueling peaks, and this was just one location that we've seen the scale of so far. So the underbelly of Hyrule could actually be a massive area holding tons of different secrets and maybe even secret civilizations that Nintendo has been hiding from us. That is super exciting. Something else I noticed is that the Sky Islands are mapped in a very light shade of brown, almost a tan color, because obviously with the map of Hyrule, the higher the mountain, the lighter the color to represent that on the map. So obviously everything in the sky is going to be this very light tan color. But we can actually see the map disappear completely once Link gets into the area of Hyrule once again, which then goes back to that map which he hasn't even completed yet, which is just a grid right now. Now this is actually very interesting because it actually tells me that there could be another map even underground, meaning there's a map in the sky, on Hyrule, and even in the ground, and thanks to that TV spot, we see that that could also be the case. When Link was underground, we once again had a gridded map that couldn't didn't really show us anything that was under there. Now, maybe there is a map that Link has to activate somehow underground, because we know with Hyrule, he'll probably have to use the towers again, and with the Sky Islands, there'll probably be a new way, and the same thing with underground being a new way to find a map of everything underneath Hyrule this time around. Giving Link 3 different maps that he has to fill out in this game. The lands and the skies above, Hyrule, and also everything underneath Hyrule down in the ground below. Hey guys, thank you so much for tuning in. You guys have really been showing some more support as we get closer to Tears of the Kingdom's release, and it just makes me so happy. I love talking about this game. Thank you guys so much. If you want to continue supporting this channel and obviously Zelda content, stop what you're doing real quick, leave a like and subscribe. It goes a long way. Thank you guys so much. Back to the video. Something else that I've noticed is it seems like the Gerudo Desert seems to be a big place where this underground connection is going to be, because Gerudo Desert is a vast wasteland with nothing but rocks, different types of structures from the past, and of course sand. But one of the things that we seen in the trailer was tons of holes appearing all over the Gerudo Desert, which we have no clue what this means or what this is going to do to the story. And what this looks like is maybe different entrances to go underground somewhere. I mean, we've even seen things come out of the sand in the Gerudo Desert, like a giant temple for some reason. We don't know what exactly is going on here. But what if there was actually dungeons and temples in this game, and underground has them all? Meaning we have to bring them from underneath the ground, meaning we have to go down there and try to do something to bring them out, and maybe they'll fill the brand new overworld, making it different. Maybe that's how we change the overworld, by going underneath the ground and bringing things up. What if this is one of the dungeons in the game, and to get there we have to go through one of the many sand holes in the desert and then lift this temple up from underneath the ground in order to access this temple in Gerudo Desert? Maybe Link's doing that also in the lava cave that we see Link in. Maybe he has to do some things in order to raise some type of lava dungeon. You know how Link always has little missions and journeys before actually entering the dungeon? Maybe these are his journeys, making his way underground and solving puzzles in order to reveal the dungeon above ground. Maybe we are looking too far into this. Maybe underground is just how we get to the dungeons. Maybe these are just temples of the past. Maybe that's the only place that they reside in and we have to go underground to reach them. And maybe this fire one that we're looking at right now is very well a fire dungeon or a fire temple. But the only thing that makes me not think that is the foliage on the far right of this scene, where it looks like just an underground area. So this could simply just be something underneath the grounds of Eldin Volcano in the Gerudo's Death Mountain. According to the official website, Nintendo only really references the sky and the surface, and they even talk about the undergrounds, but in the surface category. That's all Nintendo sees. They don't see 3 different worlds, they only see 2, which means we might only just have 2 maps, and the underground is considered the surface this time around. But one of the things states that the sky isn't the only thing that's changed in Hyrule. Familiar locations have been dramatically transformed, with new towns, dank caves, and mysterious gaping chasms springing up across the world, all waiting to be explored. So this actually shows us that there's going to be a lot more with this overworld, and that there maybe even be new towns, and also the inclusion of giant chasms everywhere that can probably take us somewhere underground, meaning there's going to be a lot of underground locations spread out all over this world. I mean, seriously, could you imagine the size of the map that we already know with Breath of the Wild, but having little cave networks and sections all over the map for us to explore? I mean, it's going to be extremely easy to miss them all. I mean, it's going to take us years probably to find every single cave and cavern underground, which is super exciting. But we might even know why we are going underground in the first place, because one of the sections that is titled Explore states Link must travel across the far-reaching land and skies of Hyrule to discover the origins of the mysterious gloom that is plaguing the kingdom. Now, yes, we'll probably learn more about the past and Ganondorf and the Zonai thanks to the islands in the sky, which are presumably made by the Zonai, but I think the underground is going to serve a great purpose as well. We see tons of pools of malice down there, so maybe we have to wipe those out, but also learning more about the Zonai down there the same way we do up in the sky as well. I mean, there's even a scene where we see Link getting ready to fight some type of super soldier construct coming out of the wall, which might just mean that the Zonai architecture and everything with the tribe is not only in the sky, but also in the lands below. There's seriously just so much to talk about and uncover with this game, and it's not too long until we're able to finally get our hands on it and explore it ourselves. I love how Nintendo is leaving it up to us to figure pretty much everything out about this game, leaving only minor clues and secrets which we get to all figure out soon. But let me know what you guys think about the underground of Hyrule. How massive is it going to actually be, and how is it going to change this game forever? Let me know other thoughts and any other processes that's going through your mind, and make sure you leave a like and subscribe to stay up to date on all things Tears of the Kingdom and Zelda in general. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and like always, I'll see you all on the next one. See ya, guys.